Now we're in part 3, ESC faves. So these are a range of different questions that y'all ask that have to do with what is your favorite X or what is your favorite Y. So super excited to get into this because this is where things get really interesting. So the first question is from Kirill again, and it is, who are your favorite ESC artists? Besides Teresa Karenlova, because he said I made that too obvious, which I think I did as well. So I had a hard time deciding this because there are so many that I love. Y'all know I'm a sucker for Eurovision in general, and so it really takes a lot for me to not like a Eurovision song or artist. And so I had to really narrow down, like, who do I not only like because of their Eurovision song, but also as an artist in general. So Tijana Bokicevic from Serbia, absolutely one of my favorites, if not my favorite artist to come from Eurovision. Another one that I don't know if I've mentioned before is Soft Engine from Finland, and also Topi Latuka as an individual, because I think he's making music by himself now, and I purchased every song he has put out in the last couple of years. I really like their sound and his sound, and I bought Soft Engine's 2014 album, and I love that album. Another one is, and this, if y'all watched any of my Albania videos, I asked who do you think my favorite Albanian Eurovision song is, or what my favorite Eurovision song from Albania is, and this is the answer. Another one of my favorite Eurovision artists is El Haida from Albania 2015. I love her voice so much. I love her music so much. And I love that she has that thing where she has a little bit heavier a voice, so when she goes high, there's a rasp to it. I love it. Of course, Eleni Foureira, I love her, and I love a lot of her non-Eurovision music as much as I love her Eurovision music too. And then Jessica Mauboy, surprisingly. I really like her 2018 entry. I really loved watching it live, even though it wasn't like the best Australian entry. I really appreciated it, but I also like a lot of her non-Eurovision music. And then lastly, Aysel from Azerbaijan 2018. I like a lot of her music too, especially a lot of her Azeri language music. And so those are some of my favorite Eurovision artists. So I can't wait to get into those a little bit more when we get to them, because I don't know if we've reacted to any of them yet, except Tijana, but not her Eurovision entry. So I'm super excited to get to those. And this next one is another question from Jackadonia. Now, this is a great question. This is one of those ones where I was like, oh shit, I don't know how to answer it. What is your favorite Eurovision stage? So I had to pick 3 for different reasons. 2018, I loved it for the novelty. I loved that the stage was really beautiful itself with that ship design, but I also loved it because of the lack of LEDs. It really made the lights themselves stand out, and it also forced everyone to do really interesting things with their staging, what they brought to Eurovision. And so 2018 for the novelty, 2015 for the light arrangement. I don't know what you would call that. I think I read somewhere that it's like a sculpture or something like that, but just the way that the lights were individually arranged around the stage and that really sweeping design. I really enjoyed the 2015 stage for that because it really stood out, and it still stands out in my mind. And then lastly, 2016 for the multi-dimensionality of the stage. So I looked up a picture of it to double check, and it looks like, I don't know, there's just so much depth to the stage and so much dynamism to the stage. And it looks like the stage is really dark at times and really light at times. It was just really dynamic. So those are my favorite Eurovision stages. All right, this is another one from VP, and this is, which song improved the most for you because of the whole stage presentation at Eurovision? So they said which improved the most from the studio version to the live version. For me, this was, and remember, I started watching Eurovision live in 2018 and started watching the preseason stuff in 2018. So considering that, I can only really talk about the last few years because I can't really talk about the lead up to years where I only listened to the songs after the fact. So for me, it was Fuego. Fuego by far. Because even though I was a Fuego lover from the very first time I heard Fuego, even from where it was on my list, which was pretty high, it just leapt all the way up after we saw the stage. Another contender for this, and this is assuming that I can also answer with like changes from national selection staging to Eurovision staging was Eurovision 2019 Belarus, Like It. So this song really, I was really not checking for it at all prior to seeing what they were doing with the stage for 2019. And after that, I was like, damn, that leapt quite high on my list. And the fact that it was able to qualify, like, I was so happy for her. And I know she was really young too, but I was so happy for her, and I was really just shocked at how much they transformed the staging. So I'd say Fuego, but also Like It from Belarus. And this is another one from VP, and this is a good one. This is a fun one. If you watched my Switzerland video before this, you'll see that I kind of alluded to this one a little bit, but this is my biggest ESC crush. So I have a number of them. I couldn't pick one. I could not pick one. And this is not in rank order, I have to say. So this is just a list, but it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just what it is. Topi Latuka from Soft Engine. I love him so much. The lead singer of Sin Plus. Love him so much. Ari Olafsson, because he's just so cute. He's just so cute and nice, and like he goes to music school. I'm like, oh, Ari. Donnie Montel, because I'm like, Daddy Donnie, like we love Donnie. We love Donnie. Eusts from Latvia 2016, yes, with that deep voice. Or his voice wasn't even that deep, it was just really gritty, and his hair, I loved his hair. And then last I picked Tornike from 2020, because he has a beautiful smile, and he has that voice that I love, that rock voice, but ooh, just everything about him. So, and the eyebrows, let's not forget the eyebrows. So those are some of my biggest Eurovision crush is. So this is from Sarah Neeson, and the question is favorite and least favorite winner of all time. I think a fire truck just went by. So this one was so interesting to think about, and this might make some mad, but just remember, we are here to have fun, and we can disagree, and we can still, be kind to each other. So considering that I didn't want to say Euphoria for a favorite because I just reacted to it, and because so many other people say it, and because yeah, of course, I really like Euphoria. I really like Euphoria. But I was like, let me pick something different. So I think I picked kind of 2 favorites and 2 least favorites, and I'm still kind of deciding on which is which. But my 2 favorite options for me, my couple of favorites that I chose were 2016, because it was so unique, and it was so, impactful visually and sonically. 2016 and also 2013. I really loved 2013, just kind of everything. I loved her personality, the persona. I love the stage feel and the feel of the song as well. My least favorite would have to be 2008 with Believe, just because I think as far as winners go, that's the least winner-like to me. Like it could have been any other song. Like I would have believed you if you told me that song came 10th from the bottom. You know what I mean? Like it was the least winner-like to me. It didn't really stand out that much. And my other one was 2017, because I don't know what it is about this song, or I think I don't know if it's the song or the style of music, but something about this, I'm not compelled to listen to this ever. And I know a lot of people like it, but it's just not for me. Again, I respect it for what it is. I respect it for what it did for Portugal, but it's just not for me. So those are kind of my 2 favorites and 2 least favorite winning entries ever. So this one is by Still Down with the Mutant Underground, question number 12. I like that name. Does it mean something? Is it related to something? Favorite Swedish entry. So this one's gonna be quick and easy. Of course, again, I could pick Euphoria, but there's actually another Swedish entry that I like, I think similarly, and not for the same reasons, but I like it as much. And also runner up to Corolla from 2006. because I really love that song, but it's not quite my favorite as much as this one. My favorite Swedish entry, I think, would have to be Undo by Sanna Nilsson from 2014, because that was like the last recent Swedish performance that was really, really different, except for 2019 and 2020. But I just love how grand it is. I love how vocally talented she is, and the lighting on that is impeccable. But we'll get into that more when I react to it. So we are on to the next section, which is miscellaneous. So would you ever look at older Eurovisions, 1970s, 80s, 90s, etc.? And this is from Andrew Birch. Yes, Andrew, I would love to look at some older years. So of course, we're going to continue with our current series, and I'll continue to do requests along the way. But once that's done, which is going to be around when 2021 stuff starts coming out, I would be totally interested in thinking about going back and looking at past Eurovision entries in a little bit more systematic way than just one-off. So I don't know exactly how that'll look, but I'm totally open to looking at older Eurovision years. Okay, question number 14, and this one is a doozy. This is by Kirill again. What do you think about the American Song Contest? So personally, I really dislike the idea. And I dislike the idea because I think in my mind that the Americans that are dedicated to Eurovision already, like myself, should continue to be involved in the main contest, and maybe one day there will come a time when we can watch it every year in the same location. Not physical location, I mean like it doesn't jump from like Logo to YouTube to Netflix to, maybe it'll be one consistent place. And maybe one day in the future I would love it if I could vote, but not hold my breath for that. But hopefully we could become more incorporated into the main contest. And my other thought is that the Americans who don't know about Eurovision already, I don't think are checking for like a contest like this. And I really don't like the American style of like singing contests. Like I used to watch American Idol when I was a kid, but I've gotten tired of it. Like America's Got Talent, like just that style I don't like. And so for me personally, it's something I don't need. Maybe it'll end up being great, but like, I don't know. I'm not asking for it. I'm gonna keep focusing on Eurovision. Maybe we'll focus on that too when it comes around, but it's just not something I've wanted or asked for or even think is necessary. So question number 16, are there some artists you would like to see make a comeback or do better than they did the first time? And this is from Sada Nielsen and Still Down with the Mutant Underground. So yeah, there definitely are. Tiana from Serbia, I think she did not get the credit she deserves, and I would love to see her come back one day. Donnie Montel, just because he's come back twice, and I really want to see him come back again just to see what he would come with. I would like to see him keep developing and continue to cement himself as one of those Eurovision names that has come back multiple times. I'm really interested in Michaela from 2019 Malta because I really liked Chameleon. I really liked the music video visuals especially, and I think at such a young age, she had so much potential that I would be interested to see what she would bring in another few years. Lastly, I have two more. Another one is Samra from Eurovision 2016 because I like Miracle. I like Miracle a lot. I listen to that song quite a bit, but I've also listened to a lot of her more recent music, and it's taken on this kind of Azeri hip hop thing, and I kind of like that, and I think it would be interesting to see at Eurovision. Also, I actually have three more, not two more. Maruv, of course, I want to see her back, but I don't know if she'll ever come back. And then I want to see Topi Latuka come back for Finland as a solo artist, though. That would be really interesting to see because I think his music has definitely evolved as he's moved from Soft Engine to producing solo music. And so I'd like to see him at Eurovision again, too. And so question number 17, what language would you like to hear more of in Eurovision, and what changes would you make to the contest to make it even better, even more competitive? So I think the languages I'd like to hear more of at Eurovision are Baltic languages, so languages spoken in the Baltics, I should say, because I know they're part of different language families, but like Lithuanian, Latvian, Estonian. Separately from that, I would like to hear more Finnish as well. And then separately from those, I would like to hear more languages of the Caucasus. So Azeri, Armenian, and Georgian. I think I don't know, I just think all of those languages are underrepresented, specifically Azeri, Armenian, and Lithuanian. But even still, Estonian, Finnish, and Latvian. Latvian's underrepresented, but Estonian, Finnish, and Georgian are still underrepresented, just a little less so than the other ones. And I would really like to hear more of those at Eurovision. Now, for the second part of this question, what changes would I make to Eurovision to make it even better? I don't know. This is hard for me because I know that even though I've been a fan of Eurovision for like 3 years now, I still don't know that I am in a position to say like what I would change to make it better, just because I love it the way it is. I'm kind of like, I'm happy to be here. Like, I love everything that it is now, and I don't know what I would change to make it better. I think the only thing I would change now that we've heard what they're doing for 2021 is still requiring the backing vocals to be live, because that really disappointed me that they're not. But other than that, I don't know if I would change anything else. All right, and we have our last section, which is 2020 and beyond. So the first question is question number 18, and this is from Sis. And the question is, what is your favorite Eurovision 2020 song ever? And if you know me now, you know I'm so indecisive about Eurovision that I had to pick 4 songs, not 1. So my favorites are Feka Libi, Still Breathing by Samantha Tina, Take Me As I Am by Tornike, and Voda by Anna Soplic. I love all of those songs. I listen to all of those songs frequently, even though 2020 is kind of in our past now. Even the idea of 2020 is a little bit far removed from right now. I love all of those songs. So question number 19, and this is from Laura Vision. And also, if you have not checked out her channel, check out her channel. She does reactions too, and she is funny, and she seems really nice, and you should look into her channel if you like my channel. So Laura Vision said, who do you think would have won this year if it went ahead? And so in my mind, I want to say Tears Getting Sober by Victoria would have won. And the reason that I say that is because thinking about the few songs that were at the top of the odds around when Eurovision was canceled, so Bulgaria, Russia, Iceland, Lithuania, I think Bulgaria had the most atmosphere to it. I think Russia and Iceland were catchy, but like they didn't create an atmosphere to me. Whereas Bulgaria not only was a good song, but it had like this mystical, magical music that created a world around it. Lithuania had some of that as well, and so that's why Lithuania, I think, could have done well too, but I think Bulgaria had the most potential to create not only a good song on stage, but a great atmosphere on stage. And so for me, I feel like Bulgaria may have won if Eurovision 2020 went on. This was funny the way it came up, because I think it was just in a comment that this question came up. But this is from VP, and it is, which 2020 songs have aged badly for you, essentially was the question, because we were kind of talking about that. And really, I thought that there were more that have aged badly for me, but they're actually just kind of 2. And no shade to these songs, but they just are not songs that I have continued to like. So one of them is Supergirl by Stefania. And the reason for that is, I don't know. It just did not age well for me. Like, I liked it, I really liked it, and I really liked the ethnic motifs in the music, but as far as the song itself goes, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of over it now. So if she comes back next year, I'm interested to see what she brings. I know her song Friday, she released a couple of months ago, and I really like that song. And so I know she makes good music, and I know that this was good music too. It just didn't stay relevant for me. The other song is, and I know I might get some flack for this, but this was Fai Rumore by Diodato from Italy. So I think the issue for me with this one was that just the timbre of his voice is not a timbre that I personally enjoy all that much. It's really high pitched, and I don't want to say shrill, but it's like in the ballpark of shrill. And it's just not a timbre that I enjoy that much. And so this song, while I respect the song itself, and while I respect his vocals on the song, I'm just like, it has not been a song that I have listened to after the fact. And this is another question from Laura Vision. So she said, which confirmed artist from 2020 are you most looking forward to? And I think this pretty much essentially coincides with my favorites from Eurovision 2020. Because I think all of the artists from my favorites that perform my favorite songs are confirmed. So Eden from Israel, cannot wait to see what she does because I know it's gonna be a banger. But if she did a ballad, I would be interested in that too. Anna Soklic, I think she's confirmed, and like that voice is just so powerful that they just have to give her the right song, which I think Voda was a great song, so if they give her a great song, like she will be off to the races. Tornike, I really hope they do something similar to Take Me As I Am, and I hope he brings those backing vocalists because they were just like, they provided the perfect contrast to his vocal. And then lastly, Still Breathing, Samantha Tina. I'm like, look, y'all played Samantha Tina. Y'all didn't send her to Eurovision for what? How many times did she international selection? Like 6 times or something? It was crazy. But y'all are giving her an extra year to come up with something. She came up with Still Breathing. And that song was so great to me. So I do not even know what she could come up with a year's time. So those are the artists I'm most looking forward to seeing in 2021. And so with that, we kind of wrap up with our Eurovision, with our 1K Q&A video. I am so happy that y'all asked me all these questions, and I hope that y'all will tell me your answers to some of these questions in addition to just telling me a little bit more about yourselves in general. You know that I love interacting with y'all. I look forward to it each and every day that I post videos. And so I want to know who I'm talking to. You know, I want to know about y'all too. So anyway, if you like this video, please like this video. I'm gonna do another Q&A, I don't know when, probably in another few months or so, maybe around the start of 2021 or maybe later in 2021. Eurovision 2021, not the year 2021 necessarily. And so, thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you next time.